What's up, guys? Welcome to your Bitcoin update. Have we confirmed that the uptrend is over? We're going to take a look at that. I'm going to take a look at some key areas to watch. We're also going to take a look at that MACD that we've been watching for the 1-day, 2-day, and 3-day sell signal. And then we're going to look at the NVT. So definitely stick around for the whole video. You don't want to miss the end. And don't forget, we also have a free Discord link in the description below. Totally free, awesome community. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. There is a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it. And do not forget, we're doing a Ledger Nano S hard wallet giveaway. Not your keys, not your crypto. We're doing that on Sunday. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post videos. Smash the like and leave your comment down below. That will get you entered to win. All right, so looking at the Fear and Greed Index, still in extreme greed. We are 5 points lower than yesterday, but like I said, still in the extreme greed. Dow Jones, the market opens in like 10 minutes as of the time of making this video. As of right now, it'll be open by the time you guys see it. Like I said, the highest I see the Dow going is about 30,800, somewhere in that range. If we do break this top trend line, that could all change, but we are still showing major bearish divergence there. And the dollar index, we've been watching this for quite some time. And like I said, I think we'll have pretty much a carbon copy of what we've seen over there. There is a possibility we still go lower. And if we did get down to this 90, that could give Bitcoin one more little pump. We'll look at where that could be. Also, if we do break this bottom trend line in this wedge, then this all changes and we have to re-look at the markets. But as of right now, I think the lowest we go is down here to the 90. And again, this is on the 3-day chart. We still have 3 days till this candle closes, but yeah, within the next few weeks or possibly months, I do see us breaking this. So let's look at gold. We still have our target down here at 1736. If this is an ABC correction that we're looking at, that's also a 1-to-1 extension, looking at this as an ABC. I'm going to try to zip through this as quick as possible. So as we were watching, this is the 1 hour. We had a measured move here. First measured move being, let's go over here. First measured move being this triangle and where we broke out here, being around the $17,000 range. I'm still looking for that target. And we talked about this yesterday being a possible broadening wedge, and the measured move of breaking down from there is also right in that same area. It's a little bit higher, around 17,150, right in that range. We could come up. And let me extend this a little bit. We could come up and retest this before we get rejected and go back down. Let's take a look at where that could be. Somewhere in the 18,100 range. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did come up there. If we break above that, that could change everything. But we're going to look at the 4 hour, and that's going to give us a little bit more detail as to what's going on. Also, I want to point out, if we zoom in on the 1 hour here and look at this here, let me make that a little bit thicker so you guys can see it. And as you can see, we're making lower highs in the price action. If we look at those same peaks, higher highs in the RSI, that is bearish divergence. So let's take another look at Prime XBT. If you guys are interested in trading, these are prime trading times that we're in the middle of right now. This is by far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You don't see all the scam wicks. You can do multiple trades at once, longs, shorts, whatever, without having to clump them all together. You can also trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, tons of other stuff. There's like 50 plus things you can trade on here. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. If you use my promo code SAVVY50, that will get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit, up to 1 Bitcoin to use towards your margin. So if you deposit 1 Bitcoin, you get a half a Bitcoin to use towards your margin. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. They also have co-vesting on here where you can copy trade traders. If you're not a trader yourself, check it out. And you can also get the co-vesting token and that will save you money on fees also. So check it out if you haven't already. Like I said, promo code Savvy50 will get you 50% off. Savvy25 will get you 25% off of all your fees, and you can use both promo codes at the same time. So let's take a look. This is what I had on the thumbnail here. Let's see what we're looking at. We've been watching this rising broadening wedge here. We do have a measured move of the break of this wedge. We're going to take a look at that. First, I want to talk about if this was the top, which it could very well be. The first line of support for the Fibonacci retracements would be the 0.236, and that's right around the 16,000 range. That would also line up with this trend line I have off these wicks here. Then we have, if that does break, the 0.382. That gets us around the 13.5. And that also would be lining up with this trend line here. And if this 13.5 is to break, 11.5 is the 0.5 fib. And then, of course, we have the golden pocket around 92. The 0.618 is at right around 95.55, right in that range. And then we have the 0.786. If that doesn't hold, that gets us down to about 6,700. And if that was to break, there are gaps down around 37.50, so don't forget about that. Not saying it has to go there, but you need to be aware of it. Now let's zoom in here a little bit and see what's going on. All right, so looking at this rising broadening wedge, we have broken it. We've been talking about this for quite some time. We are coming back up to test the top again, and that lies right around that 18,100 range, right in that area. We did get a bounce off the 200 EMA. We're currently getting rejected at the 8 EMA. Our 8, 13, and 21 have crossed the 55. And if you guys watched my tutorial videos, I'll leave one up top. Also, yeah, I'll leave some short tutorials up top to show you the EMA strategy. But it talks about exactly what's happening here. So if you want to check those out, be my guest. But anyways, if this does break, we do have a measured move measuring that wedge from where it broke down. And we talked about this the other day. I had said once this pierced, like it did right here, we got a wick through it, that was most likely going to break through and continue down. That's what we're seeing now. That measured move gets us right around the 13.3. So yeah, be careful there. I would expect bounces around 17 and 16. Like I said, everybody expects it just to go straight down. That's not how markets work. We'll definitely get some bounces in between, and we'll take a look at the longer term here in a minute also. But don't forget, if you want to help support the channel, it's my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. Definitely check it out. It's got a lot of cool stuff on here, family, Christmas gifts, whatever you want to do. You can put anything you want on any of this stuff. She has blankets, face masks, photo frames, slate photos, glass photos, ornaments, and then there is a Bitcoin section. You can put anything you want, any project. Doesn't have to be just what you see. So anyways, this 18.8 is another area we need to watch if we do get it back up to this. A close above this, and then this may all change if we can get support back on top of this trend line here, which is around the 19,000. But again, like I said, I don't know. Unless we get back above this, I think we definitely are headed back down to these lower levels. One more thing I want to look at is this. We do have trend lines up here that we'll watch if we break back above this and get support. Another thing I want to talk about is this rising broadening wedge in pink. If we did come back to test this and it was around that $16,000 range, that'd probably be sometime in the middle of January, which isn't that far away. Let's look at the EMAs here on the daily and see what it's looking like. So as you can see on the EMAs, they are turning over. The 8 is crossing the 13 as of right now. We have the 21 down here we are getting rejected at, and that 21 EMA lies around the 18,300, right in that range. Next stop for the EMAs is around 16.5, and that's the 55 EMA. Let's keep an eye on those areas. Let's look at the weekly. So this is the extreme bullish case scenario. Looking at this as a symmetrical triangle and the solid white trend lines, our first target was 28. And then if we look at the dotted white trend line, which matches up with the RSI down here, that target would get us to 30,300. Let's look at the weekly RSI. We've been talking about this forever. We had right here, as you can see, we had a symmetrical triangle, which we broke out of, got bullish, and got rejected up here. And if I zoom in here, you can see this looks like a rising wedge. I have been talking about a retest of the top of this triangle, which I'm sure we'll see here eventually. If that does break down and we break through the bottom of this rising wedge, it's going to get ugly. And like I've been talking about, it may be June before we bottom out. And I'll show you why I think that's possible. And that's why I'm not buying my HODL position back until then. But a test of this bottom trend line on the weekly, guys, and I will be all in. All right, let's take a look at, well, first off, let's take a look at this real quick. For those that haven't seen it, I'll make it real quick. You can go, if you want detail, you can go into videos I've made in the past. So let's look at peak to peak here from 2020 or 2017 to 2019 was 556 days. 524 days from the peak of 2019 to 2020. And if we look at the lows, the low of 2017 to the low of 2018 was 450 days. Low from 2018 to 2020, 455 days. So if we got in that same range, about, we went in the middle of both of these. If it went 457 days, we could be looking at June before this bottoms. And again, that's my opinion. I'm actually looking for this, and like I've said before, I don't mind buying higher if it's gonna go to 100,000, 300,000 like people are talking about, but I don't think we'll see that until probably 2022. Because if you look at this peak here of this year, if we have topped, which I think we have, to 550 days is gonna be right around the middle of 2022. So keep an eye on that. You know, we could get something like this from there, and then get up to our highs that everybody wants so bad. But I just don't think this is the time right now. All right, let's go into the MACD custom. So if you look under your indicators in TradingView, I have links down below. Also, check my links down below. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, IRAs, whatnot. But if you look at the MACD custom multiple time frame by Chris Moody, we've been watching this, and this is the daily. As you can see, it lines up with each top here, and it gave us a great sell signal. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see that. So the top here, we got a great sell signal on the daily. And if we flip over to the 2-day, we also got a great sell signal on the 2-day, and then the 3-day. Same thing, great sell signal here. Now, like you can see where the sell signal came, we could still get a little rise before it continues down. So don't think that it bounces up, that it's the end of that. But you can see what happened here, and I've talked about it before. Big money, they like to sell little bits at the top. They get, you know, they'll sell all the way down, but they want to keep selling at higher prices. So they let the FOMO kick in, give you all the good news about all the institutions buying, and then they sell into that. Otherwise, if they sold them all, it would crash the price too fast. So they let the FOMO kick in. They keep selling at high prices. Same thing they did up at this triangle here. And if we go into the daily, you can see we got the daily sell signal right here on the daily for 2019. And then we'll go into 2 days. We got the sell signal here on the 2-day. All these were at the top, keep in mind. And the 3-day we got also. But remember, even though we got the 3-day, we still got a little pump up. So don't be surprised if we do pump after these. But let's go. Whoops, I'm sorry, we were over here. But there's the 3-day. Anyway. All right, let's take a look at the 1-day, and then we'll go over to where we're at now. Like I said, I believe we could see something like this, another descending triangle with the bottom around 16,000. Then it bounced back up to around 19,000, back down to 16. Not guaranteed that this is what's going to happen, but this is, obviously this is the way it's been playing out. So let's keep an eye on this. And as you can see, the 1-day, we got our sell signal back here at the top. Look at the 2-day. This is a great indicator, by the way. The 2-day here, we got that sell signal, and we've been watching for the 3-day, and what do you know? We got the 3-day sell signal. We still have 2 days for this to close, so let's see if that sell signal stays there. In my opinion, I think it will. Obviously, momentum is falling, and buyers are getting a little less strong. Sellers are pretty strong right now, and let's look at the NVT. So looking at the NVT, we'll start out with the daily. As you guys know, we had been talking about crossing the signal line, which we have. Now, there could be a little bit of hidden bullish divergence here, which, you know, could get another little pump up. So I wouldn't be very surprised if we did. Let's look at the 2-day. As you can see, the 2-day below the signal line. Let's look at the 3-day below the signal line. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly, we had talked about this possibly forming a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then down. Yeah, it's looking pretty bearish overall to me, guys. We'll see what happens, though. Definitely be careful. Keep your eyes on it. If you are trading, make sure you don't over leverage. Make sure you don't put in more than you're willing to lose, and use risk management. But anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I am out of here. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. Smash that like button. Leave your comments down below. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.